Hello and welcome into Larry F. Kale Gymnasium. We have a great matchup on tap for you today as Olive-Harvey travels to Highland to take on the Highland Cougars. Olive-Harvey at 13-2 on the year, 9-1 in Region 4 play. Highland is 10-8, 7-3 in Region 4 play. We'll get you the starters and the keys to the game after the national anthem. Hello and welcome back to Freeport, Illinois. The second game of our doubleheader, and the first game, the Olive-Harvey women's team took down the Highland Cougars. And our second game is a tough Olive-Harvey team. Only 2 losses on the season, taking on Highland. Olive-Harvey coming off a win versus the 8th-ranked team in Division II, South Suburban. That was on Thursday. They won at South Suburban. So now let's get you the starters.
6'6" freshman from Racine, Wisconsin, number 23, Justin Jones, and a 6'1" freshman from Rockledge, Florida, number 4.
So a freshman guard from East Chicago, Indiana, number 2, Marcus Browder. A freshman guard from Rockledge, Florida, number 4, Terrence Shannon. A sophomore forward from Queens, New York, number 13, Jaden Ford. A freshman guard from Racine, Wisconsin, number 23, Justin Jones. And a sophomore forward from Ontario, Canada, number 33, Jed Johnson. And it's the same 5 for Highland that started on Thursday. A sophomore guard from Rockford, Illinois, number 2, Walter Hill Jr. A freshman guard from Madison, Wisconsin, number 4, Anthony Washington. A sophomore guard from Rinjim, Jigawa State, Nigeria, number 5, Muhammad Bello Suleiman. A redshirt sophomore forward from Dangriga Town, Belize, number 20, Jahim Siego. And a redshirt sophomore forward from Chicago, Illinois, number 23, Chin Hansen, the man in the middle. Head coach for Highland is Eric Walton, his first season. Previous 3 for Highland he spent as an assistant under head coach Luke Norman. For Olive-Harvey, their head coach is Jason Strait, his first year as the head coach of the Panthers. A team that won 6-25 last season, 3-7 in conference play, has turned it around this season. Led by freshman Marcus Browder, 12th in the country at scoring, 18.2 a game. Terrence Shannon, number 4 in black, averages 17.8 a game. That's good for 14th in the country. These teams played back in December, and it was a win for Olive-Harvey on their home court. Jones finds Browder. Open corner threes in and out. That is not the guy you want to leave open if you're Highland. James Ciego coming off a season high in points. Chin Hansen's on the scoreboard early. Had one of his more quiet games on Thursday. Just had 10 points on 3 for 7 from the floor. Jones tried to drop it inside of Ford. Suleiman in the passing lane. Hill Jr. finds Ciego with the left. Terrence Shannon has the ball now with 15 on the shot clock. The lefty goes to the hoop and scores off the window. It is hard to find two better guards in Region 4. And Terrence Shannon and Marcus Browder. And the combination of them is super dangerous. As a turnover by Suleiman on the travel. It was 84-78 back on December 3rd. The story of the game for Highland was turnovers. They turned the ball over 28 times. And Olive-Harvey shot the ball 58% from the field and 8 for 17 from 3. Nice cut. Ford pulls up. Off iron. Ciego has the rebound. Washington finds Hansen. He's alone. Tipped, and Washington was able to keep it in play, but it's going to be a 5-on-4. Jones against Ciego. It hit the side of the backboard. Shannon pulls up. Rolls it in from 3. Pass is deflected from Hill Jr., picked up by Browder. Jones to the cup, it swirls out. Browder has the rebound, can't stick it back in. Kevin Morales is gonna check in. 2.5 minutes in for Suleiman. Johnson inside. Another offensive rebound. Went off the face of Justin Jones. He gathers it in. Browder against Hill Jr. The lead guards match up. 5 on the shot clock. Gets it away to Jones. Short as the shot clock was expiring. And Hansen can't secure the rebounds. This is about to be the 6th or 7th shot attempt on this possession for the Panthers. Shannon already has 5. Coming off 27 points on Thursday. He got bumped by Hansen. Highland messes up on the switch, but Washington is able to meet Olive-Harvey at the summit. But Shannon on the putback. Morales is doubled, and now Hill Jr. has it. Leaves it off. Hansen is doubled, triple teamed, it's taken away. Browder trying to get into the paint. He regathers the ball and scores. First 4 in the game went to Highland, the last 9 to the Panthers. Timeout Highland. 6:19 remains in the first half. After the 30-second timeout for Highland, they have possession of the ball, trailing by 5. Suleiman back into the game, short on the floater. Highland off back-to-back wins that went down the stretch. Browder creates room. Ciego has the rebound. Last Saturday versus Daly, it was a game-winning and won by Walter Hill Jr. as Ciego goes to the cup. Morales gets fouled on the putback. And then on Thursday, it was Walter Hill Jr. again, a step-back three-pointer against Sauk Valley. Sauk Valley ended up hitting a shot at the buzzer. It was off of a deflection, but the foot from the Skyhawks was on the line. So it was a 2-point basket. And Highland held on to win 92-91 in what was a thriller rivalry matchup. Well, Morales didn't score all first half last game, but he hits 2 free throws here. Johnson from the corner, it's all net. It was rather Jaden Ford. Suleiman, someone's open, it's Washington. Johnson's calling for it. Jones backs in Suleiman. They get it to Johnson. It's blocked from behind by Washington. Suleiman. Morales has Ford on him. Standing at 6'10", he shoots over him. Great contest by Jaden Ford. Shannon bounces. Johnson denied. Ciego. Suleiman. Morales from the mid-range. Short. And over the back against Jaheim Ciego. Three subs in for Olive-Harvey. Lawrence Etling Jr., Amari Adams, and Kingston Caldwell. This is a Panthers team that is led by their 2 guards, but they get a lot of scoring across the board, including an early 3 by Jaden Ford. It's only his 12th attempt of the year and his 6th connection from deep. Caldwell holds. 7 on the shot clock. Browder, late shot clock, deep 3. Another second opportunity. Etling Jr. finds the corner shooter. It's short. by Adams. Ciego finds a driving lane. Got bumped, couldn't get to go. Adams pushes pace, finds the cutter. Etling got fouled. Etling Jr. is able to hit the second. 13-8. Olive-Harvey. Morales tries from the corner. Rather, it's 14-8. Browder was able to get rid of it, and then it's stolen by Suleiman. Hansen down the lane, aggressive. He took it into the body of Isaiah Martinez. Caldwell inside. Fancy footwork, and he drew the foul. First free throw off the mark for Caldwell. Caldwell splits the pair. Washington. Udella down the lane, poked away from behind. David Udella, early first half action. Hansen inside. Martinez picks up the foul. Hansen hits both free throws. The offense has been a little bit clunky for both teams. Welcome back to Larry F. Keough Gymnasium. We apologize for the technical difficulties. It is still 14-12 Olive-Harvey. 10:30 to play. Udella traveled. Browder has it against Udella. Poked away. Hill Jr. drives down the lane. The floater's off. Hansen had the size advantage underneath and ties the game at 14 at the midway point of half number 1. Shannon finds his way to the cup and banks it in. Terrence Shannon has 9. Morales, Hansen's open, takes his time and was fouled again. He'll go back to the line for his 5th and 6th free throw attempts of the first half. Hansen can't hit the second. Udella tips it and keeps it alive. And a three-pointer by Udella's off the mark. And now Highland's getting all the offensive rebounds. Udella inside, nice fake. David Udella, an impact off the bench. And Highland leads 17-16. 9:19 to go in the first half. After the Olive-Harvey timeout, they have the ball, trailing by 1, 17-16. Marcus Browder, the leading scorer for the Panthers, has just 2 points right now. Terrence Shannon has been really good so far. He just picked up the foul against Morales. Shannon has 9 of the Panthers' 16. And Highland's over the team limit. So it's a 1-and-1 for Terrence Shannon. Connects on the front end. Terrence Shannon's brother, Terrence Shannon Jr., plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's in his 2nd season. Played his collegiate ball at Texas Tech and then Illinois. Some full court pressure, and Udella travels again. Udella only got a few minutes against Sauk Valley on Thursday. Browder to the fade, way short. Nice defense by Washington. Etling Jr. Size advantage against Morales. Finds Shannon, open for 3. It's all net. Hill Jr., the response. Hill Jr. has his first field goal, and we're tied at 20. A near turnover. Anthony Washington has been everywhere in the first half as Ciego comes back in for Udella. Washington doesn't have numbers that pop off the page, just 5 points per game. But he knows all the little things, the dirty work, and guards usually the opposing team's best player. Browder against Washington, shot clock running low. Ciego denies it right before it hit the backboard. Hill Jr. inside, Hansen. Shannon, another try. Bullseye! Already the third triple for Terrence Shannon. Hill Jr., the float game is pure. Now both teams starting to catch an offensive rhythm. Shannon looking for more. Johnson against Hill Jr. Good defense from the 6'2" guard. And it last touched Olive-Harvey, so it's a turnover. Highland is taking care of the ball much better than in the December meeting, where it was 25+ turnovers. But Highland has a turnover here. Etling Jr. has turned back. And Washington pokes it away from behind. Johnson was starting to drive. Hill. Browder back the other way with his head up, bounces Shannon to the reverse, he couldn't bank it in. Hansen did a great job hawking that ball down in transition. Now Hansen has Shannon on him, size advantage, double comes. It's deflected and knocked away. Etling Jr., Morales tried to go for a highlight reel block and fouled Etling Jr., who went crashing to the ground. The second against Morales, who saved a sure 2 points. Etling Jr. was not going up weak with that basketball. Etling Jr. good on the first. 2 subs in for Olive-Harvey. Justin Jones and Jaden Ford. Second is in and out. Tied at 24. Ciego turns it over. Shannon, Washington his way. Good challenge. Browder has the tip. Morales aggressive. And gets the whistle. Morales was so instrumental in the game on Thursday against Sauk Valley. Had no points in the first half, but had 9 in the second, and all of them came within the last 6 minutes of the game. 3 massive triples. Olive-Harvey leads by 1. Etling Jr. got the catch. Shannon. Browder against Ciego. Worked into 2 and walked. Suleiman gets it just over the half-court line and then pulls up. A mid-range jumper, that was tough. Hansen was battling for the rebound, and Olive-Harvey comes away with it. Suleiman comes out for Hill Jr. And a timeout on the floor. Taken by Olive-Harvey. The Panthers lead the Cougars 26-25. 4:35 remains in the first half. Back at Larry FKO Gymnasium. Olive-Harvey just called the timeout. And they lead by 1. Etling Jr. playing off 2. Good ball pressure by both these teams. That was something Olive-Harvey really wanted to do coming into this game. Pressure the ball and try to force turnovers. Hansen, turnaround jumper. All nylon. Well, Hansen, after not a great game for his standards, has 11 in the first half. Shannon draws out Udella, pulls up. That one's way short. Shannon has 16 in the first half, and a pretty easy 16. He's been getting wherever he wanted on the floor. Highland just gets it over in time. Morales steps back. That was deep. Hansen battling for the rebound. Ciego comes up with it. He walked. Etling Jr. comes out for Jed Johnson. Washington back in for Morales. Highland has tightened the rotation. They've only played 7 in the first half. Sometimes you see Highland play 8, even 9. Stefan Jurisic is suited up again, but he's dealing with a knee injury. Shannon is fouled going down the lane. And Mayo Swansea is out for the second straight game for Highland with a back injury. And Eric Walton hopes to have him back next week in practice and hopefully for the game next Thursday against Indian Hills, a top 25 team in the country. Shannon splits a pair at the line. Hansen, deep post position against Johnson. He got fouled. The Olive-Harvey bench wanted to travel. Looked like Hansen might have snuck in an extra step before he got hacked. In and out on the first from Chin Hansen, who in this matchup in December had 17 points, 12 rebounds, 7 blocks. (28-27) Highland. Shannon looks down at Udella. To his right hand. That was a high floater attempt. It was off. Hill Jr. lost the ball as he was going up court. And Justin Jones scores it. Siego works against Ford. Udella thought about the three and then traveled for the third time today. Morales back in for Udella. Daryl Toney comes in for the first time today for Siego. Shannon hooked a pass outside of the corner, but nobody was there. Morales will get a Hansen screen. Gives back to the big guy. Hansen is doubled and stripped by Browder. Marcus Browder on the fast break. He's able to lay it in. Morales on the drive, drove into a lot of traffic and stepped out of bounds. Timeout Highlands. 1:22 to go in the first half. Panthers and the Cougars have been close the entire way. Olive-Harvey up 31-28. Panthers have the ball and a 3-point lead. Coming down to the end of the first half. Browder comes off a screen. The feed inside is to Johnson. Another turnover. And Highland gives it right back. Jones spins, fakes, finishes. Turnovers starting to pile up for Highland, just like they did in the matchup in December. Morales looking to get rid of it. He does to Hansen. Jab steps against Johnson. The sweeping hook spins out. Tony has the rebound and was fouled. Daryl Toney's last 2 games are probably the best 2 games of his career. 10 points versus Daly last Saturday. 11 versus Sauk Valley with 4 offensive rebounds. Tony, all net on both free throws. Shot clock's off. Olive-Harvey has the ball, leading 33-30. Shannon has 17 in the first half. Marcus Browder has it now against the big Tony. Sprays it out to Shannon with 3. Shannon down the lane. Got fouled as the buzzer sounded. They probably put somewhere in the range of half a second back on the clock. The whistle was definitely before the buzzer. So both teams will just go to their respective sides. Besides Terrence Shannon, they're going to say there's no time left on the clock. Shannon can't hit the second, so he splits a pair at the line. Terrence Shannon ends the first half with 18 points, and his team leads 34-30 against Highland, looking for the season sweep against the Cougars. For Highland, Chin Hansen leads the way with 12. Walter Hill Jr. has 8. Panthers lead the Cougars by 4. We'll be back after this halftime break. Welcome back to Freeport, Illinois, as Olive-Harvey leads Highland 34-30, looking to improve to 14-2 on the season. It was an impressive start by Olive-Harvey. Highland was able to stay in position to win this game in the second half, even though they had 16 first-half turnovers. When these teams played in December, the Cougars had 28 turnovers. And the question is going to be for both these teams, who is going to be the third scorer? For Highland, Hansen has 14, Hill Jr. has 8. And for Olive-Harvey, Terrence Shannon has 18 points. Marcus Browder has 6. This feels like much more of a Highland basketball game than an Olive-Harvey game. The Panthers average 87 a game. They give up 83. Highlands in the low 70s, and both points scored and points allowed. It is the same starters for both teams. Jones, Johnson, Ford, Shannon, and Browder for Olive-Harvey. Hill Jr., Washington, Suleiman, Ciego, and Hansen for Highland. Half number 2 begins with Ciego getting tripped up. Foul goes against Shannon. Only the first against Shannon. He was on fire in the first half, carrying over his excellent game from Thursday, where he had 27 points, which tied a career high. Suleiman, deep corner, works out of it. Hill Jr. left it on the front rim. Browder steps into a 3. Way off the mark. And it hit the foot of Hansen. Marcus Browder, a really rare off game. He has been so excellent this year as a freshman. You just expect it every day for him to be great. Hill Jr. finds Suleiman. Back iron. Shannon running in transition. Bounces. Ford to the rim. Tipped in by Ford. Hill Jr. had 8 in the first half. It's been Mr. Clutch for Highland. Tries another 3. This time he cashes out. His third triple. Been hovering around 40% from beyond the arc on the season. Jones, nice jab. Finds a corner shooter. Down it goes. The response from Jed Johnson. His 7th hit of the year from downtown. Suleiman tries again, off again. The foul's gonna go against Johnson for a push against Hansen. Washington, the inbounder. Suleiman, fall away. It rolls out. It sat on the rim a while. And Shannon will take it back the other way in a hurry. Got stripped. I think Washington got a piece of the ball, but it's back outside of Browder. Open. Got it. Timeout, Highland. The lead is 9 for the Panthers. Eric Walton back to the drawing board with 7:29 to go in the second half. Oh, maybe Marcus Browder will get going after that triple. That was his first hit from three-point range. He has 9 and forced the Highland timeout. Largest lead of the game for Olive-Harvey. Morales subbed in. Siego. Hansen on the second effort. Again, a monster on the boards. Had 6 first-half rebounds. Hansen has just been a walking double-double. Browder with the shot clock below 10, crosses over, leaves it off. Johnson again! Jones now has 7. Hill Jr. lob! Siego, the flush. Those were 2 of the just few returners for Highland connecting. Shannon bounces to Jones. Traveled. That was the Chin Hansen effect. Jones comes out for Caldwell. Hansen has a small one on him, and he goes right around Browder to the rim. Not sure how that matchup happened after a dead ball. Browder works against Hill Jr. with the left hand, and he drew contact. Marcus Browder completes the three-point play. He quickly has 6 second-half points. Hill Jr. in the middle, finds Washington. Hill Jr. gets it back from the mid-range. That was contested. Siego tried to stuff it home and hit back iron. Browder, Shannon, fakes the 3. Inside, denied! Siego. Washington has Morales, takes it up. Had it knocked away, and then Morales was fouled. Jaheim Siego has been a monster on the defensive end. That was his 3rd block. They try to lob it into Siego, And luckily, Washington's there. Hill Jr. against Perrin. Washington finds Morales. Hansen goes crashing down, but he earns his team another possession. It has been a fight on the boards. Morales. Good contest by Perrin. Morales back into the play and picks up the steal. Last touch, Royce Perrin. Will just go down as a turnover for Olive-Harvey. That's one of those plays where coach will tell you, control what you can control. Lob to Ciego. He came up short. And then it was last touch by Etling Jr. Ciego tries for liftoff at any point, even off an inbound. Hill Jr. sees some room to operate. Morales left it front iron. Martinez will set a screen for Browder. That's a pull-up jumper. Hill Jr. Room for the floater. Back iron, he gets it back. Bounces to Hansen. He's surrounded. He goes up through three, but can't bury it. Lead still 9 for the Panthers. Perrin on the drive, has it knocked away. Finds Etling. Short corner jumper. Morales at the other end, goes to the reverse, can't finish. Etling Jr. Browder has it. Into the paint, he scores again. 14 for Marcus Browder. An efficient score, shooting 56% from the floor this season and over 18 points per game. Hansen against Martinez. Faces up, and the jumper rolls off. Caldwell down the lane, shields off Ciego, but Ciego affected the shot. Hill Jr. lob, too high for Ciego. Washington had the rebound, but bumped off Perrin first, and he will pick up the foul. 3 subs in for Highland. Suleiman, Udella, and Tony. In for Hansen, Morales, and Ciego. Olive-Harvey has been tough to score on. Tony is able to block the attempt by Caldwell at the rim. Eric Walton turns to his bench crew to try to energize this team. Tony, they're coming with a double. Hill Jr. has it stripped. Caldwell against Hill Jr. 2 shots coming for the freshman from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. In and out on the first from Caldwell. Highland's going to need to figure out ways to score. They have 9 points in the first 8 minutes of the half. It's 19-8 in the second half. Suleiman. Hill Jr. can solve a lot of problems for Highland. The sidestep three won't go. Etling Jr. got fouled by Udella. The foul is on the floor. You can just see it with this Olive-Harvey team continuing to pick up wins on a 4-game winning streak right now. They are gaining confidence that they can compete with anyone in the nation. You beat a team ranked number 8 at the Division II level like South Suburban, and certainly inspires confidence. Browder using his left hand. Ten points in the second half for Marcus Browder. And now the ball pressure has picked up for Olive-Harvey. Caldwell against Suleiman. Suleiman creates room. Can't roll it in. And the rebound rolls off of the fingers of David Udella. $16-point lead for Olive-Harvey. Browder puts it up, puts it in. Marcus Browder catching fire in the second half. Timeout, Highland. The lead is ballooned to 19. 58-39. Olive-Harvey leads Highland. Olive-Harvey has already scored 24 points in the second half. Highland has scored just 9 on a massive scoring drought. It's not helping that Marcus Browder, the leading scorer for Olive-Harvey, has got it going right now. Has 13 points in the half. Washington is able to draw the foul. Marcus Browder went to Hammond Central High School. As Washington hits the first, and was expected to be a pretty good score. But I don't know how you can expect freshman guard, especially two that the Panthers have with Terrence Shannon, to be this elite of scores at the Division I junior college level. Washington hit the second free throw. It's 58-41. Caldwell. Highland is going to need to try to stack up stops. And that's one, as it went off the foot of Caldwell. Justin Jones comes in for Kingston Caldwell. Washington threw it out of bounds, looking for Suleiman as he moved to the corner. Isaiah Martinez has it. Played for Overtime Elite last year. Went to Plano High School. The challenge by Udella, and he was met by Etling Jr., who put it home. Inside Tony, able to bank it in. Daryl Tony really starting to develop. A lot of players who play junior college basketball have a year after college where they played an in-between level, as Shannon, using the left, scores his first basket of the second half. But for Tony, came straight from high school. Niles West. Suleiman was fouled. Chin Hansen ready to check in after the first foul shot. Suleiman in and out on the first. Hansen comes in for Udella. Ayo Swansea was important last time these teams matched up. He had 14 points, but he's out again with a back injury for the second straight game. Suleiman missed both free throws. 19-point lead. Olive-Harvey trying to put this game away early. Etling. Olive-Harvey is scoring at will, and they're bringing that energy to the defensive side. Hansen isolates against Martinez. Over the top, he can't score. Jones turned it over. Jones comes out for Caldwell. Washington picked up by Shannon. Inside, Hansen, one big dribble. Got blocked, but a foul was called against Isaiah Jones. Rather, Isaiah Martinez. Off on the first for Hansen. Highland's missing a lot of free throws as well. It's the 6th missed foul shot. Morales to the bench. Hill Jr. comes back in. Olive-Harvey matches that with their star, Marcus Browder, coming in for Royce Perrin, who's appearing in just his 7th game. That's a travel by Shannon as he was trying to split the double team. Suleiman against Etling Jr. Pushes off. In and out. Hansen battling for the rebound. He receives it, now goes to the rim and can't finish. Still loose, now Tony. His shot bounces off. Eric Walton trying to figure out who to put in and what to do at the offensive end. That rolls off for Caldwell. And a foul goes against Chin Hansen as he pushed Isaiah Martinez. Third against Hansen. Highland has been tough to beat at home this season. They're 2-4 on the road, but they are 7-2 at Larry FKO Gymnasium. Etling Jr. against Tony, feet inside of Caldwell, trying to create room, over three. It was a great contest, but nobody was there to box out Ford, who was left all alone. Hansen. Back to Washington. Tony, nice jab. Darryl Tony has done a nice job meeting the intensity of this game. You can see his confidence growing. Has gone through a lot injury-wise past few seasons. Played his freshman and sophomore years at Loyola Academy, his junior year at Niles North, and his senior year at Niles West. Had 2 ACL tears, one during his freshman year and one during his junior year. Also tore his thumb, but now back healthy. And almost came up with the steal, but Caldwell turns away from him. Hill Jr., the steal. Hansen in transition. Jams it down with one hand. Six and a half to play. Highland has not closed this Olive-Harvey lead. It was 4 at halftime, and it got up to double figures. It has only continued to grow. Marcus Browder, he's been a huge part of it. Stops, nice fake on Hansen, but he picked up his pivot foot. A variety of fakes to finally get a clean look off. Perrin comes in for Browder. It was deflected by Shannon as it goes into the backcourt. Hill Jr., Washington. And Highland keeps the ball as Johnson was being pressured by Anthony Washington. Only the second shot Anthony Washington has shot today. Near steal off the inbounds. Udella, strong move, but way off the mark. Perrin fires up court. Tony keeps it in play. Good hustle by Darryl Tony. He has it now against Johnson. Got denied. Johnson on the deck, keeps it in play right before his back hit out of bounds. And then Udella fouls Etling Jr. Ciego, Morales, and Suleiman come in for Highland. Tony, Udella, Washington come to the bench. Inbounds, Etling Jr. is denied by Hansen. He just swallowed that basketball. Bounce, Hansen, doing it on both ends. Lead is 16 for Olive-Harvey, 66-50. Terrence Shannon, 18 in the first half, just 2 in the second half. 3-point shot, rattles in for Jaden Ford. That's his second triple, and he's into double figures with 10. The float game is good by Walter Hill Jr. It's been Hill Jr. and Hansen. There has not been a third scorer for Highland today. Good ball movement. Johnson tries to go at Hansen. Another block for Chin Hansen. Ciego down the lane to the cup for 2. Timeout, Olive-Harvey. Well, Highland trying to make a run. They still trail by 15 with 4:19 to play. Highland is trapped into the Olive-Harvey lead, but it's still at 15. A large hill to climb. Marcus Browder back into the game after the timeout. Goes to work, lost the ball going up. Hill Jr. Suleiman. Baseline jumper. Suleiman has his first basket today. 13, but time is not on the Cougars' side. Shannon, feet inside, Johnson. Ciego went straight up. Suleiman sees 2, Hansen, Hill Jr. Short, Hansen going for the rebound. And the ball goes back to Olive-Harvey. The Cougars are going to need to connect on a couple threes to get back in this game. Perrin heads to the bench for Etling Jr. Shannon. Etling Jr. is bumped off his spot by Ciego. That is the 7th team foul against Highland. So 1-1 coming for Lawrence Etling Jr., who is 2 for 4 from the line today. A transfer from Weatherford College in Texas. Played in 21 games, averaged just over 3 a game. That was a double-figure score consistently for Olive-Harvey. And again, he has 10 points with the 2 free throws. Hill Jr. draws the entire defense and drew contact. The clock stopping and the Cougars getting points is the best thing for Highland right now. Trying to extend this game as much as possible. Another missed free throw for the Cougars. So the first free throw attempts for Walter Hill Jr. today. All net on the second. Etling Jr. has his pass deflected. A turnover. Suleiman steps into it. Bullseye! And then another turnover. Timeout, Olive-Harvey. Jason Strait not happy. The lead is down to 11. Highland has the ball. 2:29 to go in the second half. And we'll be back after this short break. Well, just as the game seemed out of reach, it's 71-53, a 7-0 run by Highland, and they force back-to-back turnovers. But they need to convert. Hill Jr., the floater, well short. Jed Johnson brings it up court. Marcus Browder, this is his time down the stretch. Browder leaves it off. Ford, two-hand stuff. Jaden Ford, a big 12 points. Comes in averaging 4.5. Morales thought about a three-pointer. Has it poked away by Browder. And then picked up by Shannon, who goes down the lane and lays it in. That's a backbreaker, and the lead is right back up to 15. Ciego has a three. Back-to-back games with a three by Jaheim Ciego. His second made three on Thursday, his third just a moment ago. 1:10 to play. 12-point lead, Olive-Harvey. Etling Jr. And an out. That would have nearly put this game out of reach. And instead, a foul against Shannon. And Suleiman will shoot the 1-and-1. Suleiman hits the first. It's 84-78 when these teams played in December. As Suleiman hits both free throws. Now Olive-Harvey has to do is not turn the ball over. Browder turns on the Jets and crosses the half-court line. Highland's going to have to trap or foul or something, and they do, with Suleiman, who sends Terrence Shannon to the line. Who now has his 9th 20-point game. The front end of the 1-and-1 goes down, so Shannon now has 23. Was on fire from the beginning. and really kept Olive-Harvey's offense afloat. Suleiman in a hurry, had his pocket picked by Browder. Shannon trying to bring the rim down. Man, he cocked that thing all the way back. Morales reverses it in. It's at 10 with 30 seconds to go. Browder up the floor to Johnson. Ford fakes the three. And Shannon will hold. And I don't think Highland is going to foul. So Olive-Harvey improves to 14-2 on the season, as Browder just came from behind and took it from his teammate, Terrence Shannon. But that's going to do it. A 5-game winning streak for Olive-Harvey, and they improve to 14-2. Highland falls to 10-9. That was the Terrence Shannon show in the first half. He had 18 of his 24 in the first 20 minutes. Marcus Browder had 6 at halftime, ended with 19. Jaden Ford added a key 12 points. Chin Hansen for Highland had 22. Walter Hill Jr. had 14. And Jaheim Ciego had 9. 77-67, again your final. As Highland falls to 7-4 in Region 4 play, Olive-Harvey improves to 10-1. What a turnaround under head coach Jason Strait in his first year with the Panthers. A team that went 6-25 last season still has 2 losses. Now, after this short break, we're going to hear from head coach Eric Walton.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Welcome back to Highland Community College as Highland falls to Olive-Harvey 77-67 here with head coach Eric Walton. Eric, I'll first ask about the second half, around the 10-minute mark. It seemed like you guys stayed in it in the first half despite 16 turnovers. What went wrong in order for Olive-Harvey to pull away?
You know, I give a lot of credit to Olive-Harvey. They grit and grind team, like I told you in the interview. I think it's just one of those things like we felt complacent. We just got very complacent, and it's something that I stress to them every day in practice. And the fight, I don't know what happened. I wish I could just say more, but we got another tough team coming in here on Thursday, Indian Hills. If we think that Olive-Harvey's tough, Indian Hills is going to be way better, and we better find it. We better find it somehow, some way. And knowing me, I will find it, but it's, like I said, give all the credit to Olive-Harvey. You know, they play good defense, and we became way too complacent.
It seemed like you guys had a cold spell at the offensive end for felt like a while in the second half. What was causing some of those issues?
Too much pointing fingers and not just staying with our principles. And I mean, it happens with every good team. Don't get me wrong. It really does happen with every good team. It's just that today was one of those days where the ball, you know, didn't fall in our favor, and I got to go in there, try to build them back up and get them back on straight, get their heads back on straight, which I'll do. I'm not even concerned about that. I'll do. But maybe we needed this. Maybe we need a good butt whooping, you know, in order to just kind of wake us up. The last 2 games, they were too close. Had a 23-point lead, gave that up. We had the lead against Sauk, but then they came back, and then we came back and won. Maybe we need that for a wake-up call.
Coach, my last question for you. Terrence Shannon had the big first half. You were able to limit him in the second half. Marcus Browder was quiet in the first half. He was explosive in the second half. How tough is it to game plan against, you know, those 2 elite guards?
What I tell you in the interview, they're good. They're good. I found some things out that that we can, we'll see them in the playoffs. I truly believe that we'll see them in the playoffs. But I found some things that that we can exploit. But they're good. They're good, sound guards, and they make the right plays at the right time. That's just what they do. They are two good guards, and here's the thing about them: they make their teammates better. They make their teammates better, and kudos to them.
Thanks again, Coach Walton, for the time. Back to wrap it up here from Larry F. Kill Gymnasium as the camera goes out. And you see you're connected to Huddle Focus. We'll say a couple more stats before we leave and talk to you again next week as Highland women's basketball plays on Tuesday. Again, it was the shot making for Olive-Harvey. It was elite. In the first half, it was Terrence Shannon. In the second half, it was Marcus Browder. Chin Hansen, Walter Hill Jr. did not do enough. And Highland is now just one game over 500 at 10-9. And for Olive-Harvey, Jason Strait has this team absolutely rolling. 5-game winning streak, 14-2. They're led by 2 elite guards. And certainly, they were battling in the paint against one of the best rebounding teams in the region. Well, that's going to wrap it up here on this Saturday doubleheader. Olive-Harvey wins both games, both the women's and the men's. The men's final score, Olive-Harvey 77, Highland 67. I'm Adam Oppenheim saying so long from Larry F. Gymnasium.